There's been a lot of miscommunication, hearsay, lies, and innuendos surrounding the Klingons and the Romulans in the Star Trek universe and their relationships. Because if anybody was to watch Star Trek, you would think that the Klingons and the Romulans are just blood enemies. They hate each other. It's going to be a fight. On sight. That's what it's a saying that we get. On sight. It's on sight between the Klingons and the Romulans. Anybody who watched Star Trek knows this. But if anybody who truly is a studier of Star Trek, right, you would know that there's a lot of similarities between the Klingons and the Romulans as far as technology goes, especially in the era of the original series. So let's get into why that is. See, I need to let everybody know a few things about the Klingon and Romulan relationships, because they wasn't always blood enemies. As a matter of fact, they had a short period where they were allies. Now, most of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is going to come from the episode from the original series called The Enterprise Incident. But you can get information like this from the episode, what was it, Blood Oath from Deep Space Nine, episodes like, what was it, the one where they set up the camp on Nimbus 3, Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. Yeah, a lot of this information can come from episodes like that. But let's talk about it. So there was a time, man, in like 2267 or early 2200s, where the Klingons and the Romulans were allies. Man, they shared technology. What technology did they share? They shared weapon and cloaking technology. See, the thing is this: the first species to develop cloaking technology out of those two races was the Romulans. But this was the thing: the Romulans had developed the cloaking technology, but their ships at the time didn't possess the power to actually utilize the cloaking device well. But Klingon ships, being super overpowered because of their war tendencies, to be able to, have outstanding disruptor abilities and all that kind of stuff, had ships that was able to power the cloaking device. Now, the thing is also that the Klingons had weapon technology that the Romulans didn't possess. One of those devices, you guys will remember from, what was it, Balance of Terror, Balance of Power, something like that from the original series, called the plasma torpedo. It was that torpedo that they used that was basically a one-shot kill, but it was terrible at mid and long range to dissipate. Anyway, they got that technology from the Klingons. Klingons gave them that technology on purpose, by the way, because the Klingons knew of the limitations of that particular plasma weapon, but they was trying to get cloaking technology. If you also remember, Romulan early ships, the K-7 cruiser was just like the D-7 Klingon battle cruiser. Why? Because they got the ship designs from the Klingons, and the Klingons gave the Romulans plasma weapons. Now, disruptor technology. Disruptor technology is a little vague, but I think the Romulans developed disruptor technology before the Klingons, right, and gave them disruptor technology. Because if you were to think about disruptor technology, it's only 3 species in Star Trek that I can recall that use disruptor level 3 disruptors, and that's the Klingons, the Romulans, and the Brain. All right, now, but we ain't talking about the Brain right now. Even the Romulans developed the Baron T disruptor. I think it was the Romulans that developed the Baron T disruptor. Anyway, one of the most deadly and horrific disruptor weapons. Now, so one of the other things is that Romulan ships, because of the limitations of the Klingon plasma weapons, Romulan ships had to get really good at developing their cloaking devices, because they would use those to sneak in and get really close to an enemy, use these plasma weapons, and get away. All right. Also, the cloaking devices of the Romulans ended up being pretty ineffective. No, I think, yeah, of the Klingons became pretty much ineffective against Starfleet sensors. So they updated them a bunch. Also, Romulan cloaking devices ended up being ineffective, and they had to upgrade theirs, because the Federation, Starfleet, ended up stealing an actual Romulan cloaking device and actually installing it in the Enterprise. Anyway, the whole little Treaty of Algernon and stuff ended up coming in place and all of that. Anyway, so that's just a little bit that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Also, if you guys remember, Romulan ships and Klingon ships are named after birds of prey. You got a warbird and you got a bird of prey. You got the D-7, you got the K-7, right? Both of them have designs, especially from the original series, have designs of a bird on their ship in some place. Even the Romulan ships from what was it, the next generation. If you look at their designs, especially if you have a model of one, you'll see that the plating goes out to be a bird. So anyway, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys have any comments or anything that you guys wanted to discuss, debate, whatever, put them in the comments. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, peace, recycle, and say to whales, you guys be cool.